if you're going to watch as a replay, or if you come on here as a guest, if you have poems, if you have some paintings that you're trying to promote, or if you have a project coming up for Christmas, and you want to discuss it and you want to share it, let's just pop in and share it. This is this time of year at the Creative Art 16 where we want all artists and poets and writers to share, have the opportunity to share on the YouTube channel and on all the page and all the social media accounts that we have, the Creative Art 16 on Instagram. Si vous avez des poèmes que vous voulez partager avec nous, venez partager. Je vous attends. So why I'm here, I'm going to be reading some poems. But I also want to mention the Senduyara groups that we have on Facebook is a worldwide poetry group. So join us if you are part of my groups. Just go look under my group section. Try to locate the poetry groups. You might be able to start with an S and you add your poetry group, and you'll be able to join there. Daily, we have probably about 20 poets that share about 1 or 2 poems per day. And monthly, I will regroup the monthly poems to share on the blog at the Creative Art 16 on WordPress. So it will be there, and it will also be underneath the offer page on Amazon. You'll be able to see and read some of those poems. So you're going to be getting all the December poetry on that blog. So watch out for it. And there's so many ways you can do that. Just go on the WordPress first, because you are 16, and go see all the previous posts. And I will let you all know when it's coming. So you can also find us on LinkedIn, on Instagram, under the same name. So also here's a book that I'm going to refer to today, Nonviolent Communication. So this is a good way to learn to listen, to avoid conflict, to find a good common ground in communication with others. So also join a new day, new story on Facebook. So let's start with one that is called Rust. My sovereignty was lost. I am not what I was. I just remember that I was a rust. My heart was feeling the pain in that charismatic world. My soul is hiding somewhere. Still, that smell of power is catching me again and again. It is whispering that I am addicted to nature trends. My body was scattered, and I too. Still, it's there, covered with dust, sound and feeling. It's there, but getting lost to that core in days and days. I am eager to catch each drip of myself. That wave of stardust throws a drip to my heart. It is the cage to catch my heart, but my heart catches that drip and gets caught in it. But still, my heart is beating violently, and it is beating vigorously. It is beating dynamically. It is beating. It is beating. It is nothing but an addiction of nature trends. Senya. So Senya, this was published in 2017 by someone called SANYA. There's another one, Vintage Land. Lumbering towards the vintage land, the land with rhymes. The rhymes are lushing again. Let me lumber, let me test the rhyme, and let me begin the steer towards the mist and the mist. Okay. So let's look for some more poems. Um, poetryfoundation.org. That's another place where you can take part of. Looks like it was founded in 2022. Um, so poems about life. Still on the philosophy theme here. So let's face it, sometimes life can get confusing and harsh, and sometimes it can be useful to turn to the wisdom of poetry. Poetry as a way of making us feel understood, can make us feel empowered, hopeful, and remind us why life is worth living. So in the past, they put together 40 poems. So let's start with the first one called Risk by Anais Nin. And then the day came when the risk to remain tight in a bud was more painful than the risk it took to blossom. So in a single sentence broken up into 8 lines, Anais Nin's risk is used as a flower as a metaphor to remind us that there will come a day when the pain of complacency will exceed the pain of actually daring to make a change. So it's a poem to state the call to action needs to be done now. So number 2, Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening by Robert Frost. The woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promised to keep, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. So reading out like a heartbeat, Frost's most famous work draws from nature to explore the human conflict of being torn between life's beauty and its responsibility. So with a repetition on and miles to go before I sleep closing out the poem, Frost perfectly captures the feeling of a moment we've all experienced, one where we're weary of life and its challenges. All right, and the last one I'm going to read today, and if you have some new poems you want to join me next time on a guest, either on Zoom or here, let me know just in the comment. So, Hope is the Thing with a Feather by Emily Dickinson. I've heard it in it, the chilled land, and on the stranger sea, yet never in extremity. Ask a crumb of me. Explanation: the evocative, extended metaphor at the heart of this work has helped to cement hope is a thing we favor. So has perhaps the best loved of Dickinson's 1800 poem. In the last stanza, Dickinson beautifully captures the ever-giving, selfless nature of hope. The bird of hope sings in the harshest, most adverse time in our lives, never asking for anything in return, which is something really hard to do these days. Most people forget um, to be able to give without asking in return. So let's go on for one last one, The Piece of Wild Thing by Wendell Berry. I come into the piece of wild things who do not tax their lives with four of grief. I come into the presence of still water, and I feel above me the dead blind stars waiting with their light. For a time in rest in the grace of the world, and I am free. Reading in free verse. So a piece of white thing intentionally slips the shackles of stentor meter of rhyme scene. The loose structure of poem mirrors the uncontrolled, free-flowing beauty of nature when left to its own device. Berry admires the power of nature's simplicity, reminding us that we can always turn to the grace of the world to soothe a never-worrying, overthinking human mind. And that's it for now. So if you want to go and read some more, I'm going to show it. You can read it in reverse. All right. And again, remember Hamlet's Mirror that I posted on the page and the YouTube. Go check it out if you're a performer. So it's good to have on hand. And wish everybody a wonderful Christmas.